All right, we're going to jump into our second feature match of the round, friends. No breaks here. Let's go straight into it and see what shenanigans are afoot. I'm not even sure who we're watching, but let's go and see. It is William McReynolds versus KEGANFALL. Ooh, mono black control. Yes, I've been wanting to see this. Yes. I'm very excited.
And I've been wanting to see this Bant mid-range deck. I love the... I just got absolutely destroyed by this Bant mid-range deck yesterday, and I was really impressed just being able to play, like, trackers, really great removal. Like, oh, wow. I would have kept that opener, though, to be
that
honest.
opener seemed pretty good.
Yeah, I love that opener. A little bit land heavy, but especially, we don't know who's on the play, but if William's on the play, that opener was, you know, all you really hope for.
Pretty twint. All right.
I'm along the Seth Manfield style of mulliganing, though, and that's just to not do it.
Yeah.
Because then you have one less card, y'all. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a mathematician, but 7 is more than 6, and I prefer that.
Yeah,
so
me too.
that's what I try to do, yeah.
Me too. Every time I do that, though, my chat's always like, no, you will not keep that. And I was just like, what? Come on. And then it goes poorly, and then I get to blame chat for my decisions, you see.
That's fair. That's fair. Anytime I get punished for my loose keeps, you know, then I chalk that up to variant, you know, but it's always correct to keep the sketchy ones.
Getting things underway here with a Shambling Ghost. Would love to have found a deadly dispute off the top to get, you know, cheeky early Loth Spider Queen down on the battlefield. But Skullport Merchant ain't a shabby turn 3 play. Makes a treasure token. And we'll be able to get down Professor Onyx next turn if Keegan decides to do so.
I believe it's only one treasure, right? So we can only get Loth down, but still excellent.
That is correct, yes. I know how to count.
Yeah. But honestly, Loth onto this battlefield seems so good. Like, just being able to drop the spiders right away. Those spiders do such a great job at protecting Loth outside of anything like direct damage, right? Red decks can still deal with it pretty cleanly, but you still get the 2/1 spiders to come with. But as far as Bant goes on trying to deal with it, it's not very possible. And then when you just get to draw 2 cards a turn, it just seems incredible.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, having to play the Skyclave Apparition on turn 3 resulted in not being able to, at least I don't think so. No, wait, there's a dual land down there. I'm not familiar with the dual lands just yet, but there is one of the new slow lands.
Yeah, the blue-white.
Fashionably late lands.
Blue-white.
Yeah.
Exactly, yep.
So
and now we're going to see the power of Loth just kind of going to town, drawing a card every turn. Kind of gives me Ob Nixilis vibes, if you remember that one from a few years ago, Ailey.
Oh, I wasn't playing back then. I'm sure it sounds cool.
That's right.
What does that card do?
So it was like 5 mana for a black planeswalker. It would be -3, I believe, destroys a creature, and then it was like +1, and you drew a card and lost a life. So pretty similar, but it could protect itself. I probably butchered that, and chat can correct me on that, but it was really powerful at the time, and it kind of gives that same kind of vibe of being able to protect itself in some way, aka the spiders, and then being able to gain yourself some card advantage.
Nice. I think I likened it to Liliana Dreadhorde General, just like a light version of that. You know, making the creatures, and when things die, something happens. Sure, you don't get to draw a card when things die, but...
that was a disappointing one, that it never saw more play except for the one of in Sultai Ultimatum decks. Like, it was at a time where it's a decent planeswalker, and it would probably see some play now, but Throne of Eldraine and company was just too powerful last standard season.
For sure. Meathook Massacre, drawn off the top, or as I like to call it, Monkey Massacre. Can you see the monkey?
I don't see the monkey. I don't see it.
The hook is the arms. The top of the hand is the head, and then the thumb and the fingers are the legs. Monkey.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I guess I need to get some glasses.
You do.
Yeah.
Did you know you can save 30% off your frames at clearly.ca if you use the code MAGIC30 at checkout?
I know now.
You do know now.
So we'll see if we even want to protect this. You can... Yeah, I think I like that. Just getting rid of the illusion. Oh, yeah, never mind. That's great. Yeah, you can get rid of the ghast and just give -1/-1 to the cat.
Yeah.
It's a nice little tricky play. Or you could have Infernal Grasps to protect it, but I think this is pretty nice. And now William next turn is going to have to storm the festival and hit something good.
Oh, yeah.
Because William is pretty far behind.
Yeah, things not looking very good here, and with Meathook Massacre coming down next turn potentially, may end the game on the spot, but let's see what happens. Lolth is going to go up to 3. Wonder if we'll see a minus, just to have these creatures on the board. Yeah, let's do it, and then Meathook Massacre, and then everything dies.
Yeah, I guess Meathook Massacre is really interesting. It is when your creature dies, it hurts your opponent, and then when their creature dies, you gain some life. So yeah, the more creatures you have, that does kind of guarantee lethal next turn outside from a crazy Storm the Festival here.
All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, a Hermit and a Wren. That's actually kind of good. We get to make another creature off of the Iska's Chariot.
Yeah, won't be enough though, because there's only 2 blockers. All these spiders do have menace.
Yeah.
So this is, no matter what, it's just 6 damage straight away, and then the Meathook Massacre is going to end this game, it looks like.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love massacres. Massacre Girl, Massacre Worm, the Meathook Massacre.
Yeah.
The more massacres, the better. Only in Magic the Gathering
enough.
Arena though, not in real life, please. Thank you. Infernal Grasp is gonna take care of it.
Way to clarify that.
Yeah, let me just clarify. You know, because sometimes you say things and then they get taken out of context, like, I love murder. And then you're like, wait, what? No, the magic card, murder.
Yeah.
Destroy target creature.
Yeah, you just created a lot of clippable moments, that's for sure.
I sure did, yeah. You gotta be careful.
And yeah,
what you
this
say.
is just a lethal attack here. Spiders didn't even have to show the Meathook.
Who needs massacres when you have spiders? Equally terrifying, if you ask me.
That was really just a story of Loth. Loth just looked incredible.
Yeah, she's really impressed me. I've been playing with her a bunch in the mono black deck, and so powerful. Able to protect yourself, she gets you value. Combined with a thing like a Meathook Massacre, it's just, you know, perfectly situated right now, I feel.
Yeah, and this deck is really cool. I've seen these mono black control games where like the deck just operates on a high level. You get to play a powerful planeswalker on turn 4 or 5, and the game looks pretty trivial. But then there's another subset of games where you just draw like too many eye twitches and you don't draw any deadly disputes to sacrifice them, and all of a sudden your deck looks really, really weird. So this deck, while it is the ceiling is really high on it, I think the floor is quite low as well, because you can just have some really clunky draws or some really just weird draws. When you have these type of decks with a ton of synergy to them and you draw the wrong parts of your synergistic tools, then it can just lead to those style of games where if you play Azeka's Chariot and Ren in 7s, they're good no matter what, even though they synergize together as well.
Yeah. I will say, one of these decks is a lot more along the lines of fair magic. And the other is more just like, I'm gonna do the biggest, dumbest things that I could possibly do as quick as I can.
Yeah, but still, on the grand scheme of thing, compared to standard, you know, a couple months ago, they are both much more fair than Ember Cleaving.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All that shenanigans.
I would not trade it for that standard. I'm just saying, I much prefer this. This is fine.
I've loved it so far. It has been such a fun format to play. You know, sure, the public enemy number 1 is the Cadillac running these streets, as you will. But
Gangster
it's
cats,
not complete. Yeah, gangster cats, absolutely. But it's not like out of the realm of beatable. You know, there's these Is It control decks that are coming up after 1 week. That's a new deck that's really preying on them. And as long as that can happen, that there can always be a deck that can top the other deck, we're going to have a great healthy metagame here for a long time to come.
Oh my goodness me. Talk about unhealthy. This hand is poopy.
Wow. Blood on the Snow for 6, though. Return of Professor Onyx.
Yep. Gross.
Yeah, I got to ship that one, I imagine.
I'd hope so. Looks like we're a little bit behind with the sync there, so we'll try and resync these 2 feeds as quickly as we can.
It might be a little frozen on the bottom one. Maybe we can switch up to that top one.
Yeah. Sure, production's on it, but in the meantime, you get to look at our lovely faces, and we get to tell you about the lovely deal that you can get through Clearly at this juncture, my friends. If you use the code MAGIC30 on clearly.ca, you can get yourself some super duper neat gamer glasses, which they have just released. And you know, we can chat about them a bit. If you're wondering what they are, what the heck are gaming glasses? Well, there are these fancy things that allow you to protect your eyes from that icky blue light. So you'll see that they come in fancy yellow. tints.
Yeah.
And that's super neat because it cuts out all those icky blue lights. And they also come in prescriptions. So if you have a prescription, you want to try them out, go and check them out. There's a link in chat most likely and beneath the stream. Go see those glasses.
Look really cool. You know?
They do.
All the advertisements I've seen so far, they just look like nice, sleek, modern glasses.
Yeah.
And I think that's just, kind of the future of glasses. You don't want them to be super clunky. You just want them to look like you're kind of not wearing anything, give you a little shade. Yeah. It looks cool.
Just look normal, right? That's all you want from glasses.
I've been trying to do that.
Things.
I've been trying to do that for a while. I still haven't mastered looking normal. I'm just, not,
especially
not
when your hair
realm.
goes crazy.
I call it going Super Saiyan, but yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We have Deadly Dispute and a Shambling Ghost. So we're going to snack on a couple things, get some cards, make a treasure, and Lolth is going to come down very, very shortly. Negate, though.
Yeah, we'll see if this bait gets sent out there. I think KEGANFALL is like, please negate this. Let me get that lockdown next turn. And I mean, I think that was the game right there. Saving that negate for this or not. Like, Lolth does not have an answer in sight. This card's just going to completely run away with it. And don't get me wrong, drawing 2 cards was still going to be good. And then, you know what? If that first Loth gets negated, which it would have, you just play the second one. So it still would have been KEGANFALL's game to lose. But this looks excellent now.
Yeah, Fateful Absence, a really nice card from Midnight Hunt, is able to kill Lolth. Gives Keegan a clue, so he'll be able to draw an extra card with that. But, it gets its value. As soon as the Planeswalker hits, so long as you don't do anything else, priority is yours, so you can do whatever you want with that Planeswalker before it eats the dirt.
Yeah, and then there's a second one to deal with it. And even this Alrund's Epiphany, these 2 birds with a Planeswalker at 1, you think, okay, I gotta be able to kill that, but both of these spiders just have reach too, why not? Secret Reach is now not just for green creatures. But that isn't bad.
Time. That's basically just an enchantment that exiles a thing, so that'll be able to take care of the Lolth.
Or you take care of a spider and then attack both birds at Lolth.
Yeah, that's
just
probably a better way to do it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ton of enchantment removal. Black usually just doesn't facilitate doing that very often, so there's nothing I can think of off the top of my head. But, maybe it's just better to get one of the creatures off the battlefield anyways.
Yeah, I think I prefer your line there, because if there is a way to deal with that borrowed time, then you get the Planeswalker back, and that's just bad news bears. I don't think they're running Feed the Swarm. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but that's the only way to deal with that.
Either. And the way that it stands with this, even if, the enchantment is completely unkillable, which is likely, even with that scenario, these 2 birds are probably going to trade with one of the spiders, and you would have been able to do that anyways, except the enchantment would have also killed a spider. So you would have dealt with 2 spiders and the Lolth versus now only dealing with 1.
Although there's no guarantee that Keegan would have blocked there, seeing that 1 spider was down.
But even if you don't block, he actually for sure wouldn't have blocked. But then the next turn you hold these birds back and then trade with it.
And
so then
trade,
you would have still got it eventually.
That makes perfect sense. 2 pigeons for 1 spider. Seems like a pretty bad deal. In for 6, down to 9 goes William McReynolds, and there's a Doomscar off the top of the library. Oof!
Big draw. Big draw. We're back into it. That's what we really needed, is like Doomscar to stabilize, or like Storm the Festival to then be able to find a bunch of stuff. But if you can do it Doomscar into Storm the Festival, that would be ideal.
Skullport Merchants are going to respond to the trigger of the Doomscar, going to draw a card. And there is Lolth down on the battlefield once again. She just snuck up out of nowhere. Here we go, storming the festival. We're going to see if we can switch perspectives here, friends, as it does seem like we are getting a bit of a spotty connection here with Keegan. Storming the festival is going to resolve. Let's have a look-see and see what we're seeing. It is overgrown. Ugh, that's a bunch of lands and a Skyclave apparition. That hits nothing. That's a whiff.
Yeah, sometimes cards like this, cards like Collected Company, these kind of cards with high variance look insane. And sometimes it is 6 mana for a 2/2 and a land. So, yeah, not what the doctor ordered there.
That was gross. Not what you want to see. These pesky spooters are going to swing in once again for 4 more points damage, down to 5. And we're going to have to find something good off this Storm the Festival number 2. But just look at this rebuild here.
Yeah, and we
It's
can't
as if
even
nothing
cast
happened.
it next turn, right? Yeah, can't even cast it quite yet. I believe we're 1 off, right? 8. Yeah, 9.
Yeah, we're at 9.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably lethal then, yeah?
Yeah,
no,
this
it's-
is not looking good.
Ugh. That's just bad news, bears.
Been impressed with this mono black deck so far, and I do think this is the kind of matchup that you want, is these decks that aren't trying to be super fast against you, and decks that aren't trying to control you. So I think the decks that mono black doesn't want to play against is it, and probably something like mono green aggro. You know, I think those are the opposite spectrums where it's just a little too fast. All these mopey mid-range decks that are trying to be Bant, Jund, you know, even Gruul to an extent, that's what mono black wants to be playing against, is just slower decks. This one, it doesn't feel great for the Bant side.
And there's lethal being lined up here with this attack. We're gonna go down to 1 for the Bant player, and that can be followed up with a Professor Onyx into
Classes in session.
a deadly dispute. Oh no,
Yeah,
not
Professor-
2, 3, 4. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Professor
Okay.
Onyx just wins the game on the spot. I forget there was some loss of life. I'm gonna look that card up
yeah.
now.
It's got Magecraft, right? But because the Shambling Ghost wasn't blocked, there's not enough mana now to do that, I believe.
4, 5, 6. Yeah, dang it. I guess we have to win next turn.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, so deadly just if the Ghost had died, then we would have seen Professor Onyx come down. I don't think Loth has been activated yet, though, so let's see what that finds.
Yeah, could find a land there to just finish it off.
Deadly Dispute can take care of the Hermit.
It's essentially a free spell when you get rid of a Shambling Gas. You just get a treasure. You get a treasure from this. And now if we find a land, then I guess it's not wrapped up yet, but pretty hard to pass up on just another Professor Onyx here. Or another powerful Planeswalker.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we're digging.
Yeah, there's
Deadly
got to be something
Dispute.
in the sideboard that gets it done, I imagine.
Yeah, some people are playing Containment Breach or the red... No, not the Containment Breach. The red spell that just deals 1 point of damage.
Oh,
That could be
all right.
funny.
That would be nice. I guess we'll settle with 7 mana, you know, put in 9
Yeah.
power into play. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Oh, and now Loth is up to 4, so able to -3. Ugh, negate's not what you want. It's needed a land there. And that is going to be the game. Mono Black Control just absolutely rocking the Bant's players' world. Just, yep.
Yeah, that was a beating. That was a
That
beating.
was-
The mono black deck looks pretty good. Any of these mid-range decks, you're just able to just outvalue them. If you lose your Planeswalkers, you're like, yeah, they'll come back with Blood on the Snow eventually. We didn't even see that come into play, and that's
No.
mono black Snow's best card. So,
I mean,
yeah, look,
the only board
trivial.
wipe we saw was Doomscar, and it's as if it didn't even happen. It was just like, oh, that's fine. You know,
Yeah.
things are designed to die in the Mono Black deck, so...
Yeah, I prefer when my Wrath effects also bring me back 5 mana Planeswalkers, so I think I'd prefer to be on that mono black side than the Doomscar side right now.
Oh, for sure. Friends, we're going to take a very short break. When we come back, we'll have plenty more magic here from the clearly Frame Advantage MTG tournament, so don't go anywhere.